Today, it's pure biology, and one of the most unexpected mechanisms scientists have uncovered in years. If you've heard of Ozempic or semaglutide, this is exactly what we're talking about. This is educational and not medical advice. Picture a drug that doesn't race your heart, doesn't burn fat, and doesn't touch your metabolism directly. All it does is change the brain signals that decide whether you feel like eating. And in the end, you simply want less, not by forcing yourself, but because your brain got a different signal. How is that even possible? Hunger isn't an empty stomach. It's a signal in your brain. When you eat, your gut releases special messenger molecules. They reach the brain by two routes, through the blood and directly through the vagus nerve, a nonstop highway between your gut and your brain. And both channels carry the same message. That's it, we're full. One of those molecules is GLP-1, a natural hormone that scientists learned to mimic. After a meal, GLP-1 sends the brain three messages. We're full, slow digestion, calm down. The brain gets the signal and loses interest in food. There's just one problem. Natural GLP-1 lives for only 2 minutes. The signal arrives and almost instantly fades. Often, that's not enough. These drugs weren't invented for weight loss at all. They were for type 2 diabetes, to help the pancreas control blood sugar. The weight loss was discovered by accident during clinical trials as a side effect. Scientists took a molecule that acts like GLP-1, but lasts not 2 minutes, about 7 days. Same principle, same receptors, same signal, just longer and steadier. No willpower needed. The brain gets the signal, I've already eaten, and holds it for hours. Your brain has a hunger and fullness zone, the hypothalamus, the size of a grape. But it's what decides whether you want to eat. Hypothalamus cells carry GLP-1 receptors, tiny antennas that catch the fullness signal. When the drug switches these antennas on, the brain dials down its interest in food. It doesn't shut hunger off physically. It removes that nagging urge to chew on something. GLP-1 doesn't just affect hunger. It also reaches the brain's reward system, the same one that lights up for sugar, gambling, and the feed on your phone. When those receptors are active, the brain is a little less impulsive, less stress eating, less overeating. The drug doesn't work in your stomach. It acts on the neurons that drive your behavior. Older weight drugs worked by brute force. They revved up your nervous system, your pulse, your temperature. Many of them were banned because of side effects. This is a different approach. The drug doesn't push your body or break its natural rhythm. It changes just one setting: how strongly your brain wants to eat. Not burn more, just want less. To see why this works, remember why we love food in the first place. For thousands of years, food was scarce. The brain is wired to hunt calories, to love sweetness, store fat, and never stop. GLP-1 is the natural brake on that system. It says, enough, we're full. These drugs make that brake last longer, helping the brain work as designed, but in a world of fast food. First, in 1992, John Eng isolated a molecule from the venom of the Gila monster, one that was very similar to human GLP-1. The key difference? It lasted in the body for hours. That proved the concept worked. The first drug, Byetta, arrived in 2005. Semaglutide came later. But it all started with lizard venom in a test tube. Second, your gut contains around 100 million nerve cells, more than your spinal cord. It's called the second brain. GLP-1 is one way the second brain talks to the first. The vagus nerve is literally the phone line. Third, the drug physically slows how fast food leaves your stomach. Fullness lasts longer because the food literally stays inside longer. Two mechanisms at once. Fourth, GLP-1 receptors aren't only in the hypothalamus, they're in other parts of the brain too. Early data suggests that the hormone may affect brain inflammation. Scientists are cautiously exploring a link to Alzheimer's and Parkinson's. That's a hypothesis, not a fact. The bottom line is simple. Scientists found a molecule the body already makes on its own and learned to build a stable, long-lasting version of it. This molecule doesn't wreck your metabolism, doesn't race your heart, and doesn't promise miracles. It just gives the brain a signal it already knows, only for longer. We stopped fighting the symptoms and started speaking to the brain in its own language. Subscribe to Biocode Lab, where the complex becomes simple.